fogging up the camera. Okay, we're gonna try and pick. Yesterday we picked some eggplants, and I couldn't video it because it was raining. Sun is up today, supposed to rain, but apparently probably will rain much later because as you can see, it's kind of cloudy, but there's some blue up there. Blue sky is coming out, and chances are if it do rain, it will rain much later on this afternoon. Daddy, oh, there you go. I want to focus on, you see what's my eggplants are doing? Open it all the way on top. I think it's got more fruits up there. Yep, there's some little ones and more flowers, as you can see. Still, my eggplants are still in bloom, and they are now, can I see it again, Daddy? They are now loaded with fruits, and we're trying to pick as much as we can from the bottom. There's a much, but ooh, there's a nice big one down there.
Bit me.
This got thorn. Well, I tell you to wear gloves. I don't understand why you don't wear gloves.
Can you see it?
I can see from here. Let me see where you at.
That's right. This one?
Oh, that looks like a good size right there.
What up? There's another one back here.
There's one bigger than that.
No, that's bigger.
Always pick the lowest one, the one closer to the base.
There's another big ones.
Well, we did pick some good ones yesterday, but it was raining. We can't show what we picked yesterday because my camera will just, it will not do well in the rain. Of course, I don't have a waterproof camera, but today we'll try and take some snippets of whatever we can harvest today. Okay. They're in a very early stage, and that's the way I like to pick my eggplant. I like them when they're very nice and tender.
This one.
Yeah, that's good. That's Brent's eggplant. That eggplant is so creamy, and well, I know that the one I ate was almost, I mean, it's got some seeds, but not as much as some of the eggplants I've had before. This eggplant that Brent is growing are creamy and almost seedless, at least the first one that I tried. So this will be the second one that I harvested from the eggplant seeds that he gave me. Yep. See the difference? That's almost, yeah, the color is lighter. Next to it are two black beauties. And we're gonna take one of this egg, that's a purple long. We also picked some cucumber yesterday. So today I can see that there are quite a few of them that are ready to be picked as well. So this is what we did. Actually, I forgot to show you what we did to prevent the squirrel. I hate putting nettings all around because it's hard to do things if we need to prune and clean up or treat or any kind of situation like pulling out weeds. And once you put the netting around, it gets kind of hard to deal with things. But since we don't spray or use anything to prevent bugs or any pest like squirrels, from coming around to devastate our garden. This is the only alternative we have right now so far, is using net. And obviously we'll have to take this netting down again once we start planting. What I forgot to mention is that we picked almost all of the butternut squash. They're ready for picking. Some of them could use a few more days, but I went ahead and picked them and let them mature inside my kitchen. And we'll be using it very soon anyway, so it doesn't matter. But we picked, as you can see, there was one big one right there. We picked that already. And because we did that, all of a sudden we have two female blooms here again. So it is important to pick as often and on time as you can so that the production continues. Such is the case with this oh, pardon me, I'm not even focused. Such is the case of this butternut squash here. Okay, it's got two female flowers because we picked the mature butternut squash that was down there yesterday, and today it's got two female flower bloomed. And we did the same thing on the other side, picked most of them, and hopefully they'll do the same thing, and I'll give you an update of that. Okay, so my bitter melons are starting to put out some fruits as well, as you can see. Whew. Sun is really beating down on us. And butter gourd, as you can see, let me position myself right. And we have been picking a lot of butter gourd, and I'll be showing you a shot of the harvest because I can't video all of our harvest. There are times when I just come here to grab something I can cook for our lunch or dinner, and oftentimes it's raining, so I really can't video everything every day that I do in my garden, but I try to share with you as much as I can. Like there goes, where are you? There you go. I'll go on the other side to give you a shot of that, better shot of that. And this is my biggest humongous upo or butter gourd here. And as you can see, that's my hand all spread out. And let me show you how it looks at the bottom. Oops. Last time I moved this, we almost snapped it off from the stem. It's so heavy. Let me see. And so heavy and so big, we have to give it a support, as you can see. Otherwise, either it would have fallen off the vine or pulled the vine all the way down because it's so heavy. But we have been picking a whole lot of butter gourd because it was just too much. It's actually, as you can see, let me show you what happened when the vine is sensing an overload. That's what happened. As you can see, it looks like something is wrong, that maybe there's sickness or some kind of virus on a plant because the fruits are turning brown. Actually, that's a normal characteristic of the vine. When it senses an overload, what it will do is it start aborting an overload or excess fruits that are taking more energy than it can distribute throughout the vine. And as you can see, there are lots of fruit on the vine as it is, even though we've been harvesting it almost every day. And pretty soon we'll be harvesting. Ooh, every time I focus on the bitter melon, the sun would just beat down ever so strongly. And so I don't know if it's even showing. It's very, very sunny. Ouch. You can feel the strength of the heat of the sun right now. And the humidity is not helping out at all. But bitter melons putting out lots of fruit as well, and lots of bottle gourd. That will be my next one that I'm picking right there. Just so you can see that right there, covered up, or we got it inside that bag, and that's to support the weight of it. That will be for the seeds. And here's the other one. This one is so long. This is about really a good 2-footer right here. No less than 24 to 25 inches long. Okay, let me see where I'm going. Pardon me, okay? I know I jerked the camera around too much, but it's very hard for me to just back up without looking where I'm going, because I've had an accident doing that before, and the pain was so severe I could not even get up. It's very hot. So go ahead and pick that, Daddy, because see, it bunked you in the head too. It's just right in the middle of our walkway, and we tend to forget because we're busy looking at other things, assessing what's going on. And once we pass by that bottle gourd there, it hits our head. It's a perfect size for cooking anyway. That's almost 2 weeks old, and that's about the right size. You could pick that from 2 to 3 weeks old, but I prefer to pick them while they're very young and tender. Okay, so what we're really trying to do is do a little pruning here and there, and while we are at it, we went ahead and start picking some more of the stuff that are ready for picking. And those bitter melon there could actually grow more. It's still got at least 2 or 3 days more to go, but because it's all the way at the base of the vine, we went ahead and picked that to give more energy for the rest of the bitter melon that are growing in the vine, and so that the production could just keep on going. And here's this upo or bottle gourd, which keeps hitting us on our head every time we pass by that walkway. About a handful of cherry tomatoes, and what I believe is a cross-pollinated Louisiana green eggplant right there. I'll be able to taste it today. I'm sitting here under this umbrella because I am really starting to get drenched. It's very humid and hot today, but I'm under the umbrella trying to focus on what I can focus from here. Right there, let me focus on those two basil plants right there. That's one, and there's another. I had two basil plants which I did not plant at all. They were volunteer, which year after year I would have volunteer basil, cilantro, and lots of other things. So basils are among those that I allowed to continue growing, as well as the cilantro. Those are almost well, type of herbs that I use very often. Cilantro almost every day in my kitchen. Whenever I prepare any Italian cooking, basil is an excellent herbs that I go for in my garden. So those are two volunteer which will continue growing in that. Actually, as a matter of fact, pardon me, let me focus you on another one right here in front of me. I didn't even realize that. There's one right behind that jalapeno right there. That's a jalapeno, but probably will, that's a basil right there, straight in the middle. That's another basil, and these basil plants I have here are all volunteers. So some things I don't work hard on planting, and yet I enjoy them year after year. Okay, so let me show you my, there goes the cherry tomatoes, as you can see. It's still in bloom. There's still a lot of blooms, but you can see there's a lot of fruits, clusters and clusters of tomatoes, as you can see. The peppers are also loaded with fruits, as you can see right there. And let me see what you're messing with, Daddy. Oh, take a look at this one here. As you can see, this one particular jalapeno pepper here, barely 2 foot long, and it's loaded with fruits. Yeah, they all are loaded with fruits, and they're barely two foot long.
Look at this one.
Wow. You see how long that peppers are? So I believe that's the big gem. I'm sorry, I'm not good with keeping label once I plant them, but they're all no less than, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, no less than 6 to 8 inches long, and about 1.5 to 2 inches in diameter. So, okay, I'm sorry, I lost focus. So I believe that's my big gem, and they're looking great. Lots of fruits in it as well. Okay. Okay. Now, this is my 3 years old ají dulce, or sweet peppers. I have been overwintering this and pruning this inside the greenhouse. This year we decided to take it out of there, and I probably let it give as much as it can give this year. I'm considering whether this will be the last year I keep this pepper, or I should give it another year at least. But this is the third year of this sweet pepper here. And this is what I used to make my sofrito and a lot of my cooking. And this is so productive, as you can see. I mean, it's loaded with fruits. It's still very, very productive, fruitful, and when a plant is showing that much vigor, no matter how old the plant is, it's very hard to just let it go. So I might try and give it another year of production and then start a new one. So I'll give you an update on that. What will be my decision, whether to keep it, overwinter, put it back inside the greenhouse and let it overwinter for one more year, or put an end on its production after 3 years. But we'll see. Okay, so look at this eggplant here. As you can see, there's a lot of green in it, and I believe this is the Louisiana green that Brent sent me. What happened is this eggplant is planted along with the black beauty and other purple eggplant, and I believe that's the case of cross-pollination. So I have an eggplant, Louisiana green, that I believe has been cross-pollinated with either black beauty